Virginia in the Trail Studio, the printmaking studio at the Multnomah Arts Center. Today we're going to be making a cool handmade journal. It's got this really fun decorative edge, it's stitched, and it even has pockets on inside for artwork and sketches and all sorts of things. Let's get started. We're going to be making our journal, our homemade journal that has a cool little pocket and this fun something called washi tape, this fun little design on the outside, and look at it's stitched. So you're going to need a pair of scissors, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the insides of our book. And the way we do that is we hold that nice and tight, line up our corners, and then I'm going to fold it and I'm going to rub it really hard with my thumbnail so that it makes a nice tight crease. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top cover off, and to be able to make my stitch marks, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch that corner by folding it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again and pinch again. And what that does is it makes 3 little marks right there along the side. I'm going to put it back onto my paper, my little paper stack there, tap it nice and tight, and look, I'm going to snip one little triangle right over my little marks, and I snip it, not real big, just enough about that big. I'm also going to snip my corners, and that's going to be where I stitch. So what I'm going to do is take that cover off, and you can see how that's going to work. That's going to work nicely. So now I'm going to make my cover, and the way I start my cover is I fold it in half the long ways, again lining up my corners, and then I'm going to take the top, I'm going to fold a little kind of a triangle from there to there, fold it nice, crease it nice and tight, and then watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that triangle, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, line it up and fold it, and that is going to make the basis of my outside cover with pockets. Now right now those pockets are just kind of coming loose, but this cool stuff called washi tape, it's got all sorts of bright colors. Mine happens to be blue, and it's got this great kind of a metallic on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of washi right down the middle, and it sticks by itself. I'm going to line halfway on and halfway off the edge of my book and snip it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Halfway on, halfway off. And snip it again. Makes a nice design, don't you think? So now I can flip it over, and that is going to connect to my folder. That's going to make that so it makes a nice little pocket. And I fold that side, and I fold that side, and my cover is done. But how am I going to stick this in there? I'm going to take that top piece off, and that's how I'm going to transfer my marks for my cut marks that I'm going to stitch on. I just take that white piece of paper, cover over my cover, and I'm going to copy those same little triangle cut marks, snipping all the way down the side of my book. And then I take that off, put it back on my little booklet inside, and put the whole thing together. Look how they line up just great. Now I'm going to stitch it together. I'm going to use this really fun, colorful thread, and I need about 36 inches. That's about, if you spread your arms as wide as you can, that's about 36 inches. So look, I'm going to go right in the middle, and I'm going to poke my thread through. I'm going to hold on to that edge, that little tiny tail, and I'm going to pull it through the bottom of my book. Now once again, I'm going to go through the middle hole right there, poke it through, hold my tail, and look at how I'm making that little stitch there. It works just great. Now I've got the top of my book and the bottom of my book connected, but I've got to connect the middle of my book, those 2 little marks there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my book over. I'm going to stitch right through that hole. and pull it through, and then once again, always back in the middle, go back in the middle, pull it through, and now this guy I still haven't done, so I'm going to poke it through there. Now I've got all my holes filled and stitched together. I'm going to make one knot, and then I'm going to make a second knot, tie it nice and snug. If you pull too tight, your book might kind of pucker. If you pull too loose, it might be a little loose. So I'm going to take that, snip that off, and oh my gosh, I've got the coolest little stitched book with a fun washi design on the side and this lovely little pocket. And in a previous video, we did some watercolor nature magic. Look how nice those can fit right in there. I can store things, I can draw inside here. I've got these great colored pencils to sketch and draw. Maybe I might even decorate the front of it. And that, my friends, is an awesome little handmade journal.